Okay, y'all. So I had a talk with my godmother today. Now, my godmother is someone who's raised me up to be a virtuous woman. I will use that term. Since I was about 12 years old, we had women's class, and I would go every week. And I think me and my god sister, one of my god sisters, were like the youngest two. We were still in high school. Everybody else was married with kids. So I was in marriage counseling for like 20 something years without being married from the age of 12 to having a kid and blah, blah, blah. It's a long story. But it was Bible study. She taught us marriage. She taught us submissiveness. She taught us being humble and being kind and letting your words win over and how the wife sanctify the husband and all of this stuff, right? All these years I've been saying, yeah, I want to get married. I want to get married. It's going to happen one day. But I never really ever had the urge to just do it the way God would have it being done. So now in my 40s, I had a conversation with her. I'm like, I think I want to write a book about my journey to preparation for marriage. And I think I get it now. Like, I'm in my preparation season. I'm in my Esther season. I'm in my sit down somewhere and soak in some oils and cleanse yourself and beautify yourself season. Like, this is my preparation season. And she was like, okay, how do you know this? So we talked and I told her so much and what I've been experiencing and what's been happening and what I've been dreaming. And she just smiled and she was like, you got it. She was like, you're right. And I could tell there was like this joy on her face. Like, I'm proud of you. You finally arrived at this point where you finally see it and you get it. My godmom is a prophet. She's like, God's gonna show you even more. But you're right, you got it. And that felt good because she ain't finna tell you you got something you ain't. So I had a conversation with her about what I've been experiencing, and I have women that gravitate towards me. And I'm pretty quiet and I'm pretty shy and I'm pretty off to myself. But there's always some women that gravitate to me that I have this heart for. They kind of be in a messed up situation when it comes to men and relationships. And I thought that it was something with me because I'm like, why do I keep attracting women that's sweet, purest of the hardest people, but they're always being misused, manipulated, and mistreated, or dealing with men that's not so good and not so right and not so sane and not so nice and not so sober. And I always try to help, and I always find myself talking to them and pulling, but they never listen. But they still want to hear me. They still want to talk. They still want to be around me. They still want to be my friends, but they never listen. She say they choose death over life. They know better, but they won't choose better. They know what's right, but they won't choose right. She said they gravitate to you because they like you, because you stand out, because they see you think different. She said you stand out and you don't know you stand out. She said you don't even know you stand out. They see you. They know you think different than them. They understand that you do and they love that about you, but they're not willing to do different or think different for themselves. They're attracted to you. And I was like, that makes no sense to me. But she said, but they don't choose to live. They choose to die above living. Because if they would just do better and change and let that go, then they'll live. And that kind of hurt because nothing that they're accepting can produce a good life. Nothing that they're settling for can produce a good life. And I'm like, why is this all of my friends? Not all, but all. I'm not going to say all, but all. Like, this is happening so much that I'm like, I was like, I can't be attracting what I am because I'm not that. So I was concerned about Why am I attracting these type of friends? Because I kind of want some good friends that, and I'm not saying they're not good friends. I kind of want some friends where I don't have to minister to you all day, all the time. And I don't have to keep telling you how to act and what to do. I don't have to keep telling you, hey, that's wrong. Hey, you can do better. Hey, you don't have to deal with that. So I'm used to doing that so much that I never get that back from anybody. I have my family. Like sometimes I feel that I'm the sober friend. I'm the one that watches everybody, and I'm the safe driver. What they say when you go out and everybody get drunk and you have that one friend that don't drink, I'm that friend. Like I'm gonna just watch everybody. But it's like at some point, I want my friends to be a friend to me. You know what I mean? Like I'm a friend to them. But then I was like, okay, God, I feel better knowing that I'm not attracting what I am, because I'm not that. And I don't move that way. But it makes me not want to go out and do stuff with them like that. So I just do it with my family, because my family is not like that either. So I find peace with my nieces and my nephews and my sister and my mother, because it's different. We can tell each other stuff and we probably are listening, but we ain't finna let nobody just do us any kind of way. But then I heard God clearly say that you cannot complain, pick, or trip about who I send your way for you to teach. And whatever state that they come in, it's the state that they gonna come in. And however they arrive and whatever is going on with them is what's going on with them. Your job is to tell them anyway. Your job is to teach it anyway, and to do what I told you to do and be you. Pour into them. It don't matter if they can't pour back into you. My purpose, my job is to teach what I've been taught, is to educate, is to give what I have to give. So I had to check myself, because I'm looking like, why everybody messed up? They reach out to me because you are a teacher, because you are a light, because my godmother said they know you think different, because you stand out, because you have it, because you have the answers to their solutions. Even if they don't take those answers and choose it, that's not on me for them to do it. It's on me to teach what I can teach. It's on me to correct what I can correct. It's on me to love them and pray for them. And then I misread calling and purpose for friendship, because I can be a friend to whoever I can be a friend to, but they don't have to be a friend to me. And I'm probably saying this wrong, but they don't have to be a friend to me. It's my job to be a friend to them, just like Jesus is a friend to me. And it's times that I'm probably not a good friend to God or Jesus. So when it comes down to people are hurting and they need help and they need to be loved, because some of these men are with them claiming they love them, but their actions aren't so loving. There's turmoil, there's strife, there's arguing, there's fighting, is control, is a lot of lying and vindictiveness, and it's unhealthy. And I see it and I want more for them, and I want better, and I talk and I teach, and I love them, and I pray for them, and I pray with them, and I keep their secrets. And then I kept reflecting, like, God, am I like them? Why am I attracted to them? But now I know that they are attracted to the light in me. They're attracted to what I have and what I represent, which is God. And when you represent something, it's going to attract the people that need it and want it, even if they're not willing to go all the way, even if they're not going to do what they're supposed to do. There's a lot of people that go to church that still listen to the message every day and go home and do whatever the heck they want to do. But it is not my job to judge them. It is not my job to say, get away from me because you don't listen. It's not my job to look at their situation and try to find a reflection of me in them, because there is none. But the reflection of God that is in me is what they're looking for. They're not looking for me. They're looking for the God in me. And that's enough for me. I had to say, you know what, God, that means is happening. That means my time in prayer with you, my desire to represent you, my time in my word and studying your ways and want to be a reflection of what you would have me to be is happening. That means there's results because I don't even know y'all see me. People do it in secret. People act like they don't see me. I get ignored a lot. Sometimes I have questions for myself and I get the answers. But as I was speaking to my godmother, she gave me the why, and I didn't see it. When she gave me the why, God also corrected me and told me, "Don't worry about that. You just do what you're supposed to do. Don't look for a friend in them. They're looking for a friend in you. I'm your friend. Look, you look to me." Now, also, since I was a kid, my godmama, every time I come over her house, she'll say to me, "You been reading your Bible? You been in prayer? You been reading your word?" Usually my answer was like, but now I'm like, yeah, I've been doing it. Yeah, like now I'm real good and consistent at it now. So then she goes, "You talking to somebody? You in a relationship?" And usually I'd be like, yeah, but then I was like, no. I said, "Godmother, I've been reading my Bible and I've been studying marriage, and you know what God showed me out of reading the story of Ruth, reading about Esther, when I read about Rebecca, all of these women that was found by their king were all caught serving. They were working, they were being themselves, they were helping, and not one of those stories said a thing about these women was flirting with other men and entertaining other men until their husband found them. I don't think that you're supposed to entertain anybody in any way when you're expecting God to send you your husband and you think he's coming, because how the heck is he gonna see you if he see you with that dude? Why you flirting with dude knowing that ain't him, knowing you expecting God to do something for you? I said, I don't need a seat filler anymore. I don't talk to nobody no more. Not because people aren't cool and I fell out with people, because I know that this ain't him. And out of all of those stories, none of them was playing around with none of the other dudes. Boaz even said, hey, Ruth don't even be talking to the young men. Ruth was attractive and she was single and she was available. But Ruth had her eyes on Boaz. The eyes was on the prize. She wasn't studying them other ones. For what? I want a Boaz. I don't want a sea filler. I don't want somebody to just go do something with, have fun with. And she smiled at me. She says, you got it. Probably for the first time in all these years, because I was at least talking to somebody on the phone regularly, even if I was single. Like, I'm not here, come. When he come, I'll just leave him alone. She was like, no, you got it. She was like, you're right. And mind you, this has been like my teacher since I was like 12 years old. And I was always in trouble because I was never listening, but always hearing, doing the exact same thing that I was just complaining that other people do to me now. They just cleave to me and want to hear me talk and want me to teach them stuff, but never choosing to do nothing I say do. How many years did I do that before I got it? But she kept teaching. She didn't stop. And she would ask me questions she knew the answer to. I would walk in the house and she knew I had a little boyfriend. And she'd be like, what you been doing? He been talking to you. You got a boyfriend? She knew the answer. My godmama is an amazing prophet. But I never lie to her. I never have lied to her because I don't like lying. And I think when you lie to people, it's saying I think you stupid. And I think you stupid enough to believe this trick I'm finna try to pull on you. I think it's disrespectful to a lot of people, especially to their face. However, I never lied to her, especially somebody who you know already know the answer. But I think it's making a fool out of somebody, and I ain't trying to make a fool out of nobody. I don't want you second guessing what you already know. And if you discern that I did some stuff, I'm not going to tell you that's not true, knowing you discern it, because I want you to realize that your gift of discernment is on point. I had to teach that to somebody one day. I'm getting off subject because I go everywhere. My brain be doing stuff. But yeah, if somebody is right about you and you know they're right about you, don't try to convince them that they're wrong about you, because now what you're doing is you messing with what God is doing for them, because God is trying to give people discernment. And when you have somebody second guess a gift that God gave them, then you're messing with God's operation in their life, in their gift, because they're not going to trust their gift that God just gave them. And God is probably trying to get them to trust their gifts. Discernment is a gift from God. Don't try to convince somebody that they're wrong and they're not understanding, when God is trying to convince them to be comfortable and trust their discernment. I don't know where that just came from or who need to hear that, but that's why I don't lie to people. I would rather not answer you than tell you a lie. And then you'll know what the answer is when I don't answer. But don't make them think they wrong when they right, because then you're going to make them second guess themselves. And they might second guess themselves about something that they really, 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 really need to be right about. And you can mess with that, okay? But nevertheless, it finally is clicking. This last 2 years, I moved back home and I left stuff alone and I left everybody alone. And I just been in in my quiet place in obscurity and just reading and studying and researching and praying and healing. The stuff that used to bother me just doesn't anymore. The stuff that used to hurt, it doesn't. And I can appreciate what I went through and my experiences and my lessons. And I see different. I hear different. My gifts are sharper. Oh, it's beautiful. I really love this place that God has me in. And I'm grateful because God didn't have to do it. And I'm grateful because God did it. And I know He did it. My dog is over there whimpering. So if you hear the whimpering, he's mad I won't let him out of his cage. And I'm going to end that on this note, y'all. I don't know. I'm just up talking like this, but I'm grateful. I'm grateful for everybody. There are people that listen to me that tell me, hey, I heard you. I needed to hear that. And that makes me feel good, because as long as I can help you in any way, as long as I can bring a different perspective that's going to correct you, because if you're correct, you're going to teach somebody else correctly, and it's going to be, what is it called, a ripple effect. Like, we just need more truth out there, more positivity, more people knowing and understanding and being taught, and more people knowing more about how God moved and how marriage is supposed to look, and how these women won their Xerxes and their kings and their Boazes and their character and their likeness, and how they act, and how they were not dating around just to find that one. They waited on God to send the one, tested to see if that was Him. But God had all warned them. God had told these women who these men were. They knew who they were gonna be with. They knew who the king was. Ruth knew who the king was and what the goal was and how she had to win him. Esther knew who that king was and what the goal was. She knew it was other women coming for him. None of them were found in men's faces. None of them were found going out and partying and clubbing and just doing all kind of crazy stuff. None of them were discovered by their kings, by their Boazes, by their Isaacs, by wasting time and using seat fillers. None of them. And that's what you won't see me doing either, because I know better. Bye, y'all.